Hey explorers, Dumelang and welcome back to my channel for those of you guys who are returning to my channel, and welcome to Boipelo the Explorer for those of you guys who are coming to my channel for the very first time. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing my relocation journey from Johannesburg to Cape Town. I'll be sharing some tips and tricks for those of you guys who are considering relocating, especially to Cape Town. If you are interested in this kind of a video, or you yourself are considering relocating to Cape Town, then stay tuned. So my reason for moving to Cape Town is work related. I moved to Cape Town for work. Okay, so I went the route of using a moving company because the company was paying for it. So I had the option to go and source quotes from different companies. My advice for somebody that is going the route of using a moving company, I would say start working on your inventory list ahead of time so that you don't miss anything and you don't list anything that you don't need. So start planning ahead, and I'm saying this because I made the mistake of doing my inventory list last minute and I missed a few things that was supposed to be on the form that I forgot. It was around 20 something thousand. I cannot remember the exact quote, but it was over 20,000. If you are going the route of a moving company and you are footing the bill, I would say start saving for that ahead of time, especially if you know months ahead. Try and save ahead of time because it can get quite pricey, you know. And number two, I would also advise you to get insurance of those items because anything can happen. Natural disasters, your items could be lost, broken. There's different reasons why you would need to get your items insured. So in terms of accommodation, I had an option to buy a house here or rent out an apartment here. And so I went for the option of renting the apartment. So in terms of renting in Cape Town, one of the biggest shock that I got when I was looking for a place was the fact that they want either 2 months or 3 months deposit plus rent, and obviously any additional admin fees that come with renting an apartment. And I saw that it's very common here in Cape Town. I mean, that was a huge shock for me because I've never heard about 2 months or 3 months deposit in all the years I've been renting in Johannesburg. It was my first time hearing of this. So one of the other difficult things that I found with looking for a place when you're in a different city is going for viewings. Initially, I thought about just booking a flight and having a specific day where I go and view all the apartments, because I was in Pretoria at the time and I needed to see what the apartments looked like, because I didn't want to commit and sign a contract of an apartment that I've not seen. So luckily for me, I had somebody at work who was familiar with the area. He went around, took videos for me, and you know, he would take videos for me, he would check the sizings of the units for me, and he would send all the details. I mean, you can also do virtual viewings with your agent if you want to consider that. So still discussing accommodation, I think one other important element is to do your research about the places that you are considering moving to. Consider the area that you're moving to. The first thing that I considered was safety and security, because I'm a single female moving across the country far away from my family. So I wanted to make sure that I get a place that is safe and it's secure. So I was searching for an area that was safe, didn't have a lot of crime, and a place that was very secure. And number two, I was considering the distance from my house to the office, because we are gradually going back to working from the office. So I wanted to make sure that I do not stay too far from the office. So that's number two. So I drive to work, but if you are somebody that is using public transport, I would say do your research and find out what public transport options are available to you in the area. Find out if there are buses that move in the area, taxis, trains, train station, or whatever option that is available for public transport in the area, so that you're able to get to and fro and you're able to get around if you use public transport. Okay, So the next thing I would like to discuss is my first impressions of Cape Town. Now that I've discussed the process of moving down to Cape Town, I now want to get into the pros and cons of things that I've picked up since I've been here, and just a general idea of my experience so far. So let's start with the pros. I think a strong pro for me is just how beautiful Cape Town is. One thing about this place, it is stunning, you know? Like, this place has heavenly views. Cape Town is a very touristy area, so there's a lot of activities that are available. You can go paragliding, you can go shark cage diving, you can go to the beach, like different markets here, you can go to the wine farms, you can go everywhere. The options here are endless. Another pro for me is safety. But obviously that depends on where in Cape Town you stay, just like any other place in the world. My first con, I think one of the first cons for me in terms of the area that I live in is getting access to black hair salons. There is a place 20 minutes away where I can go and do my hair, but when I compare it to Pretoria, Joburg, I mean, every corner there was a salon, and the salons that I found so far don't really treat natural hair. So I usually have to wash my own hair and treat my own hair, and then go to those salons to braid my hair or do like cornrows and stuff like that. So I'm still in search of a salon that can properly cater for my hair and treat my hair the way I'm used to getting my hair done when I'm in Joburg. Another con for me is the weather. Cape Town weather is so tricky. I'm still trying to get used to it. It's very tricky, so what I always do, I always make sure that I have a trench coat or a jersey or a cardigan or something in my car just in case. But we are getting into the winter season, so it's going to be a lot of rain coming very soon. So there's that. I don't mind the rain. What I do mind is how windy it gets around here. I've never seen or experienced such strong winds. Like, the winds here have hands. The wind here fights, So that is basically it in terms of my relocation to Cape Town. I hope this video was informative, and I hope it was useful for you if you are considering moving to Cape Town. Anyway, this is pretty much where we end today's video. I'll see you in the next video. Adios.